Joining us now, you can catch him on TSN 1050 in Toronto. Also, he is the director of Full Court 21 Canadian, excuse me. Will Strickland. Will, what's going on, man?
Trying to maintain, guys, and appreciate you having me on.
All right.
And a hip-hop aficionado as well,
Jay's
as we just found out.
Ballistic
I
love.
have so many things to ask him. And
we got to get the basketball first.
Of course.
Hey, okay, how about this, though? We'll start with an easy one. If you can go back to your 80s and 90s, give me one guilty pleasure hip-hop or rap song that you liked.
There are too many, only because of my career in
We got to pick
sport.
One that you listen to.
Guilty
you're like,
pleasure.
Yeah, yes. Like when you listen to it, you're like, I don't care if people don't think this is good. I like it, or people think it's cheesy.
Well,
but I like it.
Nothing I listen to as it pertains to rap music is corny or cheesy. So,
boy.
But I mean, I was listening to your selection earlier. I heard some Crisscross and stuff like that.
That was Jay's, yeah.
More kind of mainstream type stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Necessarily wasn't me, but if there was something like that, I would say Kid and Play. Anything Kid and Play.
Oh, Kid and Play is good. Yeah,
Getting funky, Kid and Play, because we could do the dance, and that's when a lot of people don't understand. Like, this music was made to be. It's all about peace, love, unity, and having fun.
Yeah.
And even if you tell a so-called gangster tale, you can still have fun.
Yeah.
Right? Kid and Play, they dance, they entertained. You know, the music wasn't lyrically like as dense as some of the music I love, but I enjoyed Kid and Play, and people don't know how much of a historian that Chris Reed, the guy with the high haircut, or used to have the high haircut. As we get older, that hair goes away.
Yeah.
Is a great hip-hop historian. And I've utilized some of his things in the course that I taught. I actually created and taught the world's first university-accredited course on hip-hop culture at the University of Massachusetts Amherst called Edutainment, the Impact of Hip-Hop on American Culture.
That's awesome.
That's a renaissance man
there you
brought into studio here.
Don't tell anybody.
No, we won't. We got to get into the basketball. You just opened up other doors for other segments.
I know. I got so much.
Well, let's get started. First of all, you're in town to promote the tournament. It's a Full Court 21.
Yeah.
I'm a basketball guy. I love my basketball. I get what Full Court is. I get what 21 is. So it's a little bit different here. So maybe if you can explain it to our listeners.
Well, in Canada, I've heard most people call it American.
Yes.
So it's a game when you come out to – think about it in this way. The first time you leave your parents' backyard playing off the garage or beating up your brother or sister in the driveway, you go to the park. You don't come as a rep team. You come by yourself.
Individual.
And you see guys on the court and they're shooting around. They haven't actually started playing the game yet. You see a guy who's like maybe older, who you knew could play back in the day, but he's kind of slow. You can take him.
Yeah.
Then you see a guy who played at college or university. You know he's probably the top dog out here. You want to challenge yourself against him.
Okay.
And then you see the guy in the entire Boston Celtics uniform with a headband, wristband, everything on. You know he can't play. We call him the costume.
The costume.
Yeah.
I got
but
that.
All skill levels are welcome to come out to Full Court 21 Canada in Montreal at Park Oscar Peterson.
Okay.
In Little Burgundy from 12 to 6 tomorrow. And come out, test your skills. It's a $40 commitment. You can find us. If you type in Will Strickland Events on Eventbrite, it'll pop up right there. You register right there. It's $40. It pays for your referee fees. Peter Yiannopoulos.
Yes, RMB analyst here on TSN.
He's going to come out and referee. So
he's going to ref.
It's a family affair, sir.
Oh, something's going to go wrong.
Why isn't Yiannopoulos playing? That's the
It's a
$1
family affair, sir.
Okay.
And we don't have enough insurance for Peter.
Okay.
But Peter's going to come out and referee. You know, like I said, 12 to 4, $40 for your chance to win almost $2,000 worth of prizing from people like Nike, Stance, New Era Caps. It's going to be a great community-based initiative that we're doing here. We want to bring out the community. We want people to know. I've been doing this across the country.
Yeah, I just Halifax, Toronto, Edmonton, Richmond.
Yeah. Oh, we're going everywhere, and it's a global tournament. It's our second year here in Canada, fourth year globally. Last year we had winners who went to the World Finals because if you win here, you qualify to play in the World Finals in New York City, August 23rd. But we had winners who came from Mali, Benin, Ghana, Hong Kong, Tokyo, New Zealand, Australia, Berlin, London, Paris, 8 cities in the States, 2 cities in Canada, with no calls, no nothing. 3 other cities here called us, and we're now in Montreal, Halifax, and Edmonton. This year, we got 3 other cities in Japan. We just had Beijing, China on the 17th. Okay. I know we're going to have Guangzhou and Shanghai soon enough. Krakow, Poland just had their first one. It's just growing organically. And if you don't know what 21 is, like I said, when you go to the court, you play against these guys. It's the first one in 21 points by 2s and 1s.
Come on, you never went down to Kennedy Park, play some 21? Yeah,
Yes.
you did.
But here's the thing. You normally, if you miss and I get the rebound, instead of taking that back behind the arc and then shooting at the same basket, I go to the other end. That's the full court part of it. It's change of possession. And so it's exciting. It's like, in wrestling parlance, it's a battle royal, right? And you come out, but there are only 5 guys on the court at one time. No more than that.
So no more than 5 guys.
Plus you have referees, and you only get 3 fouls. Because when you go to the park, there are no fouls you can call.
Yes.
And if you get fouled enough, the fight starts.
Yes.
We want to stop that.
Okay.
No violence.
That's a good idea, yes.
No violence.
So okay, because it's funny because back in the day when you played American.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, well, because the post-up guys can benefit.
Yeah.
But now it's you got to haul ass and get back on defense.
You got to play.
You got to defend 2 baskets.
You got to play defense. You got to play offense. And it's not always the biggest, strongest, or fastest guy. It's the smartest guy. We had a 46-year-old guy win in Philadelphia last year. He beat like NBL and college players because he was smart. The first thing he said before he even stepped on the court, he beat them. He goes, "Hey, I'm not double teaming anybody for anybody out here. It's you against the world, no teammates. I'm not guarding anybody." The first time he gets the ball, he said, "Hey, if you guys don't come double team me, I'm going to score on this guy all day." They come and double team him. He sees them. They foul him. He shoots free throws, right?
All day.
Yeah, he's shooting free throws, and he's talking, hey, he's running time. He's like, oh, ref, I think there's something on the ball because he knows he can't run and jump with the young guys.
Yes.
Vet moving them, basically.
He's like that guy, he's like that guy when you play at the Y who picks you up half court.
Yeah.
And like, dude, why can't you just wait for me like everybody else in your little zone defense back there? That guy, like he just knows his way around the court. Knows what it does to drive you crazy.
I know he scored every point in the first half of the game because his run time, and it's only like it's a 15-minute game.
So you'll get in a lot of games, right? There's no lot of standing around, basically.
No, you're going to have a good time. You come out, like I said, it's $40 to try and win almost $2,000 worth of prizes. And, you may be that 46-year-old guy who plays smart and wins the whole thing and qualifies for a chance to play in the World Finals.
I want to be like Uncle Drew. I'm going to come dressed up like an old man. People not take advantage of me. If you ever know Uncle Drew, just punch in Uncle Drew. It's Kyrie Irving went to a basketball court, probably kind of somewhere in New York.
For some soft drink.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who you guys have.
No, it's soft drink. Soft drink.
We'll leave it at soft drink.
High-end old man.
Right.
Hair and like we're talking about
better than
everything.
PK Subban's. Remember when that wasn't a very
Uncle
good
Drew
disguise.
was the original.
Yeah.
And he went out there and he was stumbling, and then the next thing you know, he was
baking them.
Yeah, raining down on people, dunking on people, talking trash.
I love it.
Well, I just want to get your thoughts. Got a few minutes here. Just the state in general of, we spoke about this a little bit off air, and I spoke about this yesterday about what's going on in Toronto and even here, so in Montreal. The Impact, TFC, they're gaining, and maybe even in Toronto, they've passed their CFL, the Argos, and here in Montreal, the Impact. But just talk about the state of Canadian basketball, which kind of a golden generation right now. I am annoyed at the loss to Venezuela. It still bothers me very much so. But when you're holding this event now, you're just seeing the growth. It started with the Grizzlies and the Raptors, but now clearly it's the Raptors and what they do. But the state of basketball in Canada, well, you've been playing the game longer than I. You're around the game longer than I. It's never been better there. It's never been healthier.
No, not at all. And I think that with the advent on social media and more NBA players coming from north of the border, the game is definitely going to grow. I mean, shout out to Vince Carter and Steve Nash, who have really helped to grow this game a lot.
I've said this before. I've said this 1,000 times. There should be a statue of Vince Carter. If the Toronto doesn't want to do it, then go put a statue of Vince Carter on Parliament Hill. Because I love Steve Nash. I love Steve Nash. What Vince Carter did with the Raptors, and he turned kids like Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Bennett and Nick Stauskas, and he turned a lot of kids away from Matt Sundin and the Leafs, and they put basketball in their hands.
Yeah.
Steve Nash, God bless him, greatest Canadian basketball player ever, bar none. But when it comes to an impact, Vince Carter's impact on basketball in Canada, there is nothing that comes close.
Do not disagree.
No disrespect to my good boy Dwight Walton. member of our national team,
doubt.
who's part of the TSN 695, and Jay Triano and Eli Pasquale and all those guys.
Yeah.
But when Vince Carter was on television, ESPN, everybody south of the border stopped to see what this guy was going to do.
You could almost point to the very moment it happened in that dunk contest.
Yeah. 2000 in Oakland.
That's where every kid in Canada's head turned and watching the Sports Center updates and saying that.
No, Vince Carter was.
Is there any way to be cooler than this?
Well, the influence of it is evident in all the guys who are in the NBA right now and who have been influenced to go down and test their skills against other American players and then come back home to play for the national team. Now, I know there's been a bit of an uproar about Andrew Christian Wiggins not playing. And
did you throw his middle name in there?
Oh, that's my thing. All right. If people didn't know,
so he's like AC Wiggins.
It could be Wardell Stephen Curry. It could be Klay Alexander Thompson. It could be Vincent Lamar Carter. It could be all of those guys.
Are those the real middle names, or you're just
Actually, they are.
Okay,
although I have to be honest, I did give Bismack Biyombo a middle name that's not his middle name.
Right.
I gave him Luther. It just sounded better.
Yeah,
Luther
fits right in the middle.
Bismack Luther Biyombo. It fits.
Yeah, go ahead. You were saying about players. About Andrew Wiggins.
People are upset about Andrew Wiggins not going, but again, there are a lot of factors and mitigating factors to deal with as far as the Zika virus and this guy being young and getting a new coach and new identity there in Minnesota.
I want him at the qualifiers. They didn't say anything about the Olympics.
But here's the thing. If you so he goes to qualifiers. Yeah. They win, and then he doesn't play in the Olympics. What's the point?
But Will, there's some big names going.
What's the point?
But Will, there's some big American names going with guys who have nothing to prove.
Okay.
I think Andrew Wiggins should have been there. I don't think it was handled properly by his inner circle. I think, and you know who I also blame? I blamed everybody, by the way. I went on a rant. I blamed Adam Silver, the commissioner.
How many guys didn't go from the States, though, from Team USA? Come on. Harrison Barnes is on the Olympic team. Stop it.
Is Curry on that team?
Stop it.
No, Curry's not going because he's tired. Right.
Okay.
Right. Tired.
Let me use the hashtags. These are air quotes.
But there are NBA champions on that team.
Yeah, there are.
There are guys who have made it to Eastern Conference Final. The
Carmelo
team is
Anthony's
loaded.
Playing only because they'll never win anything in the NBA.
But there's a lot of guys on that team that if Andrew Wiggins were to have their careers at the point of their careers, it's a successful career. I'm just saying that even commissioner should have stepped in here. And not a conspiracy here. I'm like, guys, we're doing so well growing this game in Canada. Why can't you, you'd call Nash, Triano, the hierarchy of Team Canada, say, guys, we're growing the game here.
That's such a slippery slope.
I understand, but it's not a conversation that you tape or you tell anybody you're having. But we'd love to have Andrew at the Olympics.
I'm sure he said that in several conversations with Andrew and the Team Canada hierarchy, but hey, it didn't work out.
It's too bad. Well, Oscar Peterson Park on
Saturday July 23rd from 12 to 6, full court 21 Canada. Do remember.
Yes, sir.
Do remember.
Yes.
It's you against the world. No teammates. Yeah. Bring your game. Do work.
On that note, we'll take a break.